What is up, everyone? Please take a second to hit that like button. The more likes that we get in a short period of time, the more people the algorithm will bring into the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. So please hit that like button. Let me know how you're doing, and happy freedom. We got double the Eagles, double the fun today. Got them in their patriotic action pose. A nice windy day. Holy. What's up, The Awakened? What's up, MD? What's up, Sarah? What's up, Tim? What's up, T. Lawton? What's up, Bass Senior? What's up, Debacalese? Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Gem Jewel? What's up, Chris Cola? What's up, USA Forever? What's up, Diana? What's up, No Mandates? What's up, Adrian? What's up, IB4? Happy freedom. What's up, Dot? What's up, Damon Walker? Happy freedom and God bless to you. What's up, Sleuthy TV? What's up, Jamie and Deborah? What's up, all of you hooligans? Let me check through the chat and we'll get started. It's another slow day. It's just the way it is at the end of the year. It just gets slow. This time last year we didn't even go live because there wasn't anything going on. Thankfully we have Coffee with Hooligans now, so we have a reason to go live every day. But it's another slow day. Not much on the schedule. Let me read through the chat here. Happy freedom, Snooks. What's up, Cheeky Chops? What's up, High Plains Drifter? What's up, everyone on Twitch? What's up, everyone on Odyssey? I swear Odyssey is being weird. I keep having to refresh it after I start the live. Like, it won't kick over if I don't refresh the page. And what's up, everyone on Rumble? What's up, Pickle Fingers? What's up, Serum? Happy freedom. Happy freedom, Donna Sparks. Thank you for being here. What's up, everyone on Facebook? All right, hooligans. Well, let's get her started. Not much on the schedule today. As far as lives go, there's no White House still. I don't think we're going to see the White House until after the 1st. If we do, it'll most likely be some sort of New Year's address or something. Which we'll cover because, you know, old man Walter, he's going to make it very entertaining unintentionally. But yeah, I don't expect much coming out of the White House. There isn't anything like that going on today. I assume first responder media will probably be out capturing footage of the border. We might be able to cover that today. I don't think I have much going on away from the house. So we'll see how that goes. They're not live right now. I checked before I kicked the live over. I found an article talking about Title 42 because it was supposed to expire yesterday, and then I came across another article that I thought was really interesting, talking about misinformation and how they're trying to push to make it a criminal act. And it's not just anyone pushing it, but it's the governor of Michigan and her comrades, whatnot, pushing this stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So this is the article I came across. Supreme Court blocks Title 42 from expiring. I'm going to post the links in the chat so you guys can have them. What's up, Edward? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to check out all those videos and stuff. I didn't have time at the end of the day yesterday, but I will after the live. So I'll go through all of that. What's up? It's Nasari. All right, Hooligans. So the links I just posted in the chat should take you straight to this article so you can read it for yourself. Let me take the source off the screen because that's not accurate. But yeah, we'll take you to this USA Today article talking about Title 42. It has some real soft language quotes in there and whatnot. And I don't want to go through it specifically verbatim, but it basically comes across as they don't want to expire. They don't want to allow Title 42 to expire because they think it's going to cause catastrophe. Let me check through my notes here really quick. Yeah, they feel it's gonna be a big deal if they end Title 42. We're gonna have all these people in limbo, kind of in between A to B in process, and then if it gets thrown out, basically whatever they have going on is just terminated and they're gonna be kicked out. And I guess that would be a catastrophe, allowing them into the country just undocumented and for free, and here's a bunch of free stuff on top of that. That's not a catastrophe. But if we were to prevent that from happening and throw all these people out when they're not supposed to be here in the first place, apparently that's worse. So it's been paused. It is not expiring. Oreo and First Responder Media was on the border last night covering people coming across illegally and stuff. I'm sure it's happening right now. Sheriff's Department was there and all kinds of stuff like that, just helping people through, helping the process go through smoothly. Yeah, it's not expiring, so what's been going on, it will continue to go on. Illegal, unknown people coming into our country, giving free stuff and a pat on the back on their way in. It says in the article, or it mentions in the article, something along the lines of Supreme Court arguments will start about February, try and start getting things figured out, but we know that nothing happens quickly, so I have no high hopes over here that they're going to get this done in February. They may start talking about it again in February, but I don't think they'll get it wrapped up. Happy Freedom, Crystal Heart. Appreciate you being here. Damon Walker, Whitmer wants to turn our state into into communist just like California. Yeah. Whitmer's no bueno. Sitting here reading through the chat real quick before we move on. Joy, it's sickening. We need to take care of our home first. I agree. We send all this money to other countries and talk about all this stuff on how we're helping other countries, but then we have disasters going on here and we're just like, well, anyways, and just kind of look the other way. I don't know. Building somebody up, even if it means destroying us at the same time. Makes no sense. Why are you interrupting me? Huh? You don't see me over here working? Klaus Danielson has to make his presence known. He's letting everybody know he's here too. Can't see him. He's not very tall. Well, come on, man. You're doing too much. When your cat's tall enough to pop his head up next to you like a toddler. The cat's like having a toddler. Destiny Gal, America first. True story. Yeah, so I assume later on we'll be probably catching live footage. I do have First Responders video from them being live last night that we're going to watch a little bit of, so you guys can see, if for anyone that didn't watch First Responder last night, you can see how it was going yesterday as the illegals were getting a free ride. So let me put that up real quick. All right, hooligans. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this footage. It's not too active from what I've seen, but it's just more footage covering people illegally entering the country and stuff like that. You can see the sheriff van there. They're not there to prevent anything from happening. They're just there to keep everything copacetic as this illegal event just keeps happening. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this. People start asking weird questions in the chat. Go ahead and feel reassured I have your back to inform them that this is not live what we're watching. We are live. They are not live on the screen. But I do think that we will see some live footage today, just because this is still going on, still active and whatnot. So drop some ones in the chat if you hooligans are ready to watch a little footage of this before we move forward. Do you hear Klaus Daniels? Why are you so vocal? Huh? Why are you so squeaky? You sound like I'm dragging my fingers down freshly Windexed window, squeaky cat. This guy thinks he's the star of the show.
Come on, man.
Alright. No, you go on somewhere. It's not the Jeff Mack and Klaus show. You go on somewhere. Back up. This guy. Alright, hooligans, let's get her started. Steve, dropped your one in the chat. See what you did there.
And there goes the sheriff again. So then go down this way to try to go find more of them and bring them out, bring them here faster. There's the Uber shuttle for them.
Why is he driving so close to the gate? It looks like the driver's drunk. Starts taking out the fence. So we didn't cover this live yesterday. I had some stuff going on. But I did hear them say at some point during this live is like 3 hours long, saying that they were prevented from capturing footage from the American side, so they had to go to the Mexico side to be unbothered as they were covering illegals coming into the country and stuff.
Funding, it's what helps me stay out here bringing you guys live coverage. Try and stay out here for another
What's up, Salty Ragu?
5 nights of coverage. We'll be here showing you guys day after day after day how they operate this year.
Never comply. The border is FUBAR. Yeah, it's no good, and they're just allowing it to happen. I'm not sure where National Guard is now, but there was National Guard kind of in this area, just not doing anything, just standing by. I'm sure it's their orders to just maintain peace, but it's annoying to see that, to see people just illegally coming into the country and the authority there to do something is told to not do anything, to not do their job.
All it takes is for them not to open up this gate.
Happy Freedom Dana, thanks for being here. My first responders media is saying, you know, all I gotta do is say no. Everything's here, the gate's here, the guards are here, the laws are here, just say no. Nope. Welcome them in with open arms, give them free stuff from the Red Cross. It's supposed to go to Americans that are homeless, but no, that's fine. Just give it to foreigners that aren't even supposed to be here. What's up, Daz Boomer? Happy Freedom. No mandates. Yeah, we are going to cover that. Brunson versus Adams. It's supposed to be next month. I want to say I put it on the schedule.
Me and Nora had to walk all the way across all this.
If I can remember. I can't remember if there's an actual date now. I know I've been looking out for that event specifically. January 6th is when it's supposed to happen. I knew I put it on the schedule. Yeah, January 6th, Brunson versus Adams. We're going to be covering that stuff. I'm not sure what platforms will all be involved. We'll see how it goes. What's up, B-Man? Happy freedom. No mandates. Yeah, it is happening on J6. I didn't even think of that. What a coinky dink.
They should be able to give us a ride back that way.
That's how you get across, guys.
Yes, I walked the water, guys.
Without getting wet.
We walked through the waters. We have some waders.
Never comply. Those homeless people are better dressed than I am and have fresh haircuts. That's what I was saying yesterday. A lot of them look like they're styling, coming over with Jordan hats and coats and stuff like that, looking like they just left the mall on their way to hop into the USA for free.
My fishing ones, so I brought them with me.
Just letting this video hang for a little bit. The next subject we're going to be covering is this: Democrats are trying to criminalize misinformation, and I'm going to be doing word Olympics to try and get this information across without breaking any community guidelines or causing any red flags or strikes. It's going to be gold medal performance here in a second, so I'm just taking my time with it. I think it's important to cover, but it's everything's going to be rephrased in this article.
Did stop them from coming in for 12 hours, and how the Border Patrol just opens the gate for them. This could all be stopped if that gate is not open.
Steve, how was Taco Bell the other day? It was all right. There's too many people and too much music and stuff going on in there, and we didn't have anybody we knew behind the counter, so that's why we didn't go live. But I am planning on making another trip just so we can go live. I think we went there too late in the day last time. Maybe tomorrow. I have to go to Ludington tomorrow to check the P.O. box. Maybe, fight a post office worker. I'm just kidding, but I have to go and deal with the postal service tomorrow in Ludington, so depending on what WMM's got going on, we might make a trip to Taco Bell, run a live. I think that stuff's fun.
To a gap, getting in line, and you will be allowed in.
Hooligans, we're gonna move forward.
We came into Mexico. We crossed the river to come up to this location here. It's not easy to get up here. You have to walk across the river.
The coverage doesn't change much throughout this live. It pretty much just gets dark in the background, but you see the line of people along the wall there. They sit there through the whole live. Eventually, Oreo and First Responder Media head home. All these people are standing in line. I'm sure they're already processed in stateside now. But yeah, this is pretty much the coverage that they had last night. I assume they'll be going live again today. We'll try and cover it. Let's move forward. right, hooligans. So the link that I just dropped in the chat on all the platforms are for this article here. We're going to see how good of a wordsmith I am to go through this. So, Whitmer and her comrades, let me see if I can find a decent place to stop that's not going to break community guidelines. So I have a little section right there highlighted. But Secretary of State here in Michigan and Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, are really invested in making people who spread misinformation or provide misinformation, they're now criminals, and they should be criminally prosecuted and whatnot. What's up, WMM? Just going through my notes here. They say this kind of misinformation is a threat to our democracy. I think we've heard that. I think we've heard that before. It mentions that 300 different ways in this article. This is by Postmillennial. Scared people trying to make laws about nightmares and lore. Just nonsense. Bedtime stories. Talks about, let's see, they're interested in seeing sweeping new rules and penalties for disseminating and amplifying misinformation that interferes with the process we use to choose our leaders. We'll say it like that. Again, more scared talk. Basically says if you come across information that is challenging the integrity of the laws or the process in which we choose our leaders, talk about requiring an ID to participate in that process, refer to the subject matter of mail-in casting, and anything that has to do with the plague. Those are sure signs of sources of misinformation. And so people who speak about those things, which is pretty much what I have highlighted on the screen there, you basically are spreading misinformation. You are a criminal. You deserve to be punished. You should be locked away in a room somewhere, never to see daylight again. Your family should shun you. They should stick your face on the news and call you a terrorist. Yeah, super scared sauce. And they were saying this when the plague was really booming, and 2020 happened the way that we watched it happen live. And when the challenging of the integrity of that process started becoming a widespread thing, Michigan's governor, where I have to live, went on the news and was like, we will send the state police to your house if you talk about challenging the process in which we choose our leaders. And so it was a big deal. Now, I didn't hear of anyone actually getting a visit from a state cop over that. I mean, what are they going to do? They knock on your door. First of all, I'm not answering the door. You have to kick my door down if you want me to answer the door and you're wearing a badge. I'm not answering the door. I don't care. I don't care if the neighbor across the hall's house is on fire. If you have a badge and you knock on my door, you ain't coming through that door unless you're kicking it in with a warrant. You better have a warrant. I know my rights. But just saying, trying to use the Gestapo here in Michigan to silence free speech, and now they're trying to literally make it a law. If we allow stuff like this to happen, that's the slippery slope that we're forfeiting our right to free speech. We're allowing it to happen. We allow little laws like this, these little regulations where, well, speech is free as long as you say the things I want you to say. But if you say the things that I don't agree with, we're going to call it misinformation. And if you're a high up official, you could just point a finger and boom, end someone's life. Put them behind bars because of words they said. So hopefully stuff like this doesn't actually pass. But when I came across this, it's like YouTube community guidelines in real life. You got to watch what you say. No, you don't. Not in this country, you don't. And they're allowing us to become so used to this intolerable treatment online that they're trying to transcend it into real life. See, we all get used to not being able to speak openly online, because when you're online, you don't have your rights. Your rights don't transfer to the internet. And that's that fine print that you sign when you sign up for the internet and all that stuff. But they are getting us used to that where we know it's not fair. We all know it's not fair. But it happens, and we just learn to jump through the hoops and deal with it because of small little regulations that prevent us from fighting back. And so, like on YouTube, right, I get a strike for talking, and we say, well, it's freedom of speech. And they say, well, it's not freedom of speech because this is a private business. We have the right to terminate your account for any reason we see fit, blah, 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 blah. And so we're used to it. We're used to just eating shit. Well, now they're trying to pass bills like this, where it's kind of like we're putting community guidelines in real life. We're like, yeah, your speech is free, but you say some stuff along these outlined phrases or phrasing or subjects. You talk about that. Well, now you're not using free speech. You're using misinformation, tomato, and so now we're gonna throw you in prison for that. And so you go to prison. You're like, well, I went to prison for using my freedom of speech. Of course, the guards are gonna lay into you. No, you were spreading misinformation. Semantics, using semantics to cause division and to spread hate and stuff. It's name calling, and it's ridiculous. It's not good. Super toxic behavior. This is just a perfect outline of what it's like to deal with this governor. And she thinks she's sweet stuff. Gets on TV talking that nonsense. She's not for the people. She's against the people. Thank you so much, big fella, for the $5 donation. I appreciate you. This is typical Democrat communist way of thinking. You have a right to think as long as you agree with them. It is authoritarian. Yeah, 100%. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Now, unfortunately, it's being surrounded by all these ads and crap. And so most people won't read it. Most people won't see it until it gets put into office or something like that. Hopefully it doesn't get passed and we don't actually have to do with it. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down and people can actually witness it and maybe see what's happening here. Because this is, of course, this caught my eye because of Michigan. The phone knew where I was and was like, hey, you should read this because you live here. But I'm sure this is happening all over the country. I'm sure it's not just Michigan that's pushing this kind of stuff. Electric hammer. Yeah, this is in Michigan. I don't know the limitations of the bill they're trying to propose, but yes, this is in Michigan. But like I said, the reason I'm trying to spread awareness to it is because it's most likely not just happening here in Michigan. I'm sure this is happening in other places, but the way that they phrase everything and they use semantics to step on your rights is something we can't tolerate. A lot of free thinkers, if that's a phrase I can say on YouTube, I'm trying to think if there's a way I can even walk down this road without getting in trouble. See political correctness as inconvenient. A lot of free thinkers think political correctness is just inconvenient. And so they hear foolishness, phrases, and semantics and go, yeah, that's great that you want to be a toaster. Good for you. And then just walk on, right? Like, okay, that's nice, and walk on and let it go. Let it grow. Let it spread. Don't interfere because we don't care. Let them be them. It's not affecting me. Well, then things like this happen. They're over there making up words and making up definitions, and we don't, people who have a brain don't want to participate in that. But these people are in office. They're well connected, and so it's easier for them to slip these things under the rug when they're using semantics and living definitions that are altering according to their agenda. And so then they pass these phrases and this wording. We see it with gun laws all the time. The way that they describe pieces of arms, we'll say it like that, the way that stuff is described affects manufacturing, your possession, all kinds of stuff. You could buy something totally legal today and they could write a phrase on a law that now makes what you own illegal. And it's all semantics. It is all semantics. And in the moment it feels foolish and like something that doesn't necessarily need any light casted on it. But then if you actually look into the semantics, the phrasing of what they're saying, you realize what they're talking about is a big deal. It just doesn't sound like a big deal the way they're saying it. And I think the more that we do these Coffee with Hooligans, the more that we're going to uncover that, because half the stuff we talk about are things that we can't phrase in a literal form. Everything has to be vocal gymnastics to get the point across. But the more we do it, the more we pick up, the more the lingo changes, the less they can catch us. We'll be so beyond their reach because we're doing our own version of semantics and rephrasing and stuff. It'll keep our eyes out, our ears out for this kind of stuff, because that's how they're doing it. It's they're snaking it around us using these phrases and stuff. So I just came across this and was like, that's not okay. Like, it's one thing to ban me online or knock someone's Twitter account off because they said something that is deemed misinformation. But when you're saying you're going to take someone's freedom away, you're going to put a human in a cage somewhere, you're going to separate them from their family, their job, their livelihood, everything. You're going to take everything away from them and lock them in a room for God only knows how long because of words. No, we got to stand on that. We can't let that slide. That's not okay. Like, that's not okay at all. Shanti code talk. It's not really code talk, because if I was saying stuff like, I'm trying to think what I can even say. A lot of people have said, I see these comments in my videos all the time, you must not know the color of your skin because of how you talk. Now, the way I talk has a lot to do with being impressioned growing up, areas I lived in, which someone may hear how I talk and think it sounds like slang. Other people may hear me talk and think I sound like a Michigander because I'm real nasally. Other people may hear me talk and think I'm mumbling and stuff like that. My dad, we didn't really get along until I was like 15. And so I sounded a lot like Eminem back then because I was really impressioned by that, and I lived in that kind of life. And so when I would talk, half the time he didn't know what I was saying, because the words that I'm using, the phrases and stuff, was like undetectable from ears that weren't familiar with those words. And it was to the point where I could speak openly in class about drugs, violence, alcohol, relationships, maybe even reaching someone, putting a bounty on someone, stuff like that, openly in front of the whole class, and no one even knows what I'm saying because I'm using my own phrases and words and stuff. That's what they're doing to us, and we just think it's foolish nonsense. Now, I can recognize it because I come from a world where slang matters. The words is not code, it's considered slang. And to conservative ears, you turn it off. You hear people come in there like, yo, I'm finna go down to the stove and do this, that, and the other. A lot of conservatives turn their ears off. They're like, oh, this person sounds ignorant, I'm not gonna listen to them. But you don't realize is they could be putting a hit out on you. They could be telling their boys to come rob you when you come out in the parking lot. You don't even know because you're not paying attention, because you hear somebody, you make a judgment, and then you dismiss them. When really, their words matter just as much as yours do. You shouldn't be so ignorant to cut people off, but it's because of societal standards that got us this way. Now, me growing up that way, and now I live in a more peaceful area and I don't have to deal with stuff like that. And I've, become more educated and grown and stuff since I was a young lad, I've learned these things, and I've learned how to blend in and when to be what me at what time. So, what I've learned from that is, although slang may not be appealing to all audiences, there is definitely a code to it. And if you can recognize the phrasing and the words being used and the meaning, the intentional meaning behind it, not the meaning that you just come up with to be offended, you can pick up what I'm laying down. And if you can do that, then we can pass information back and forth, and the system that controls us can't latch on to what we have going on. The only requirement for this is to have open eyes, open heart. That's it. That's the only requirement. Have no bias. Listen to the words, understand the meaning and the direction we're going from the perspective I'm standing. That's how it rolls. And so I think the more we do this Coffee with Hooligans, the more we're going to be able to pass information in a big way that I think could reach a bigger audience than using the literal phrases, because gets us in trouble. Gets us in trouble, though. Every time I get in trouble on here is because we're watching a live where people are speaking a little bit too literal, and those red words come up and I'm gone. Haven't had any problems since we've been doing our own thing, other than swearing, or like when we were talking about the trial and we said who the trial was for or what the trial was for, then all of a sudden my videos are demonetized. So I think as long as we're doing lyrical gymnastics here, we're gonna be okay. So let me see what else we have going on. I think we're getting near the end of the show. Didn't mean to go off on a little tangent there, but I feel those words are meant for someone. Read through chat real quick before we move forward. Oh, I appreciate you, Chris Cola. Thank you for being here. Steve, I smell what you're farting, bruh. I'm saying, however the information gets across, the AI is smart, but it ain't that smart. It's smart, but it ain't that smart. Like old man Walter. We know who old man Walter is, but if I just go out on the street, I'm like, yo, what old man Walter say today? They don't know what I'm talking about. They're like, who's Walter? What do you mean? You don't know the old man Walter? He be on TV all day, screwing up the country and stuff. They'd be like, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but the feds on my phone don't know what I'm talking about. You gotta move. You gotta stick and move. Cool guys. Citizens unite. Absolutely. We're all in this together. And that's the main takeaway. We are in this together. We need to stop leaning over and critiquing each other. Hey, buddy, you're looking like this, or you're saying like this, or you're smelling like this, and I need to tell you how I feel about you because that matters to me. We need to stop doing that. We need to start looking inward, worried about ourselves, worrying about fixing ourselves, because you can't pour into somebody else if you're empty inside. So once we build, you build yourself up, now you can tell someone else how to build themselves up instead of how to break them down. And that creates unity. And then it also makes you realize it's just us and them. We're all in this together. The problem is not all of us realize it, which is why we gotta have, we gotta have shows like this. Get everybody on the same page. All right, hooligans, we are pretty much out of subjects at this time, so drop some ones in the chat if you're ready for the Pledge of Allegiance. While we're waiting for those ones to drop, please find the Linktree link and do my whole spiel here. Please find the Linktree link. On there you can find the link to join Gilded. It is free. It's the best way to receive notifications every single time we go live. There's a news board on there to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. There's tons and tons of hooligans to hang out with every single day. Also on the Linktree link, you can find the merch store where you can get shirts like this. We now have these up, the Spooky Hooligan Green shirts, but Pledge of Allegiance, all that stuff, all those designs are up there, shirts, hoodies. Some designs have even more than just those items. Stickers are available, all that stuff is on the Linktree. Links to donate and support are always on there. Wish list is on there. I've added more coffee mugs. I'm going to add some more today, I think. Got some ideas and stuff to look for, but eventually I would like to be able to show off coffee mugs for our Coffee with Hooligans. So I keep adding stuff on there on the Amazon wish list. Also found on the Linktree. Also, if you would like to join the membership program on any platform that you hang out on, whether it's live, Gilded, or Discord, membership links are also on the Linktree, so you can find that there. Seeing the ones raining in, it is time for the Pledge of Allegiance, hooligans. All right. Is music off? Yes. I can't ever tell if the music's on or not unless I visually see it. That probably doesn't make sense on that side of the screen. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, hooligans, that's that. I'm going to read through the chat really quick, and then we're going to wrap this up. Like I said, I don't think there's anything else going on today. I have an assumption that First Responder Media will be going live at some point today, just because they've been doing pretty good coverage over what's going on at the border. So there's a chance that we'll be going live and covering that stuff. We'll see how things go. But yeah, we're going to read through the chat, and then we'll be wrapping this up. Damon Walker, I hear you. Growing up in Michigan was kind of fun. Something like that. It's kind of fun. Yep. Oh, Adrian, I appreciate you. Thank you. You guys are the best. Nah, Serum, not today. Not freestyling today. What's up, Fred? I'm doing good. I hope you are too. Alright, hooligans, we're going to wrap this up. I seen someone say it in the chat, but I can't remember what the name was that I read. But yeah, we need to learn to spread love. I feel like I've been saying this a lot this week, and I don't know if I've said it on the live recently or not, but when life is beating you down and you just really are at the end of your rope and you think to yourself, I wish it would all stop because I just don't care. The problem is that you do. That's the real problem. You wouldn't be so upset. You wouldn't feel so hurt. You wouldn't be so tired and angry and exhausted if you didn't care. You're upset because you care. You realize that you care, and that's what makes you so mad. When you realize that's not hate in your heart, that's passion, it makes it easier to move through life. So when you feel like you need to have a reason to divide someone, you see someone doing something, you come across their post and you think, I should write this hateful comment on a thing and straighten them right out. It feels like hate on the surface. It makes you want to lash out in aggression. It's love. You care. Find a way to care for them. And if you can't, then leave them alone. It's like I've been saying, just because you know someone sucks doesn't mean you have to let them know that you think they suck. Let them suck and walk away. But if you can care for them, and you can care for them in a way that will make them suck less, not intrude on their human experience, but maybe impression them with a better way if possible, then I think that's better than what we're doing, because I think we're tearing each other apart, and it makes us not even want to be here anymore. And it's not even us that makes life suck. It's the people up top. It's us versus them, not us versus us. We need to stop doing that. I appreciate you guys. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, join the membership program, or purchase any merch. I appreciate all of you, and I would not be able to do this without you. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.